Hi everyone, my name is Tony Gajakova. I am a Bulgarian who has been living in Florida for more than already 24 years. I'm a mother of three wonderful children and a wife, and taking care of my family's health has always been a priority for me. Today, I have a great honor of introducing Dr. Staci Holweger. I'm also part of her LifeWave team. She's not only my mentor, but also a close friend. And working with her has truly changed my life. Dr. Staci is the lead senior presidential director in LifeWave, an international leader and a true inspiration. She also a leader of LifeWave-Bulgarian team. She holds a PhD of functional medicine and PhD of integrative medicine, mother and wife, and she's dedicated her life helping people. Together today, we will talk about something that's transforming lives all over the world and now has the power to create a huge impact in Bulgaria too. This is LifeWave phototherapy technology. Hi, Dr. Staci, how are you?
Hi, Tony. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me today.
Of course. Dr. Staci, can you take us back in the beginning? What was about a LifeWave that truly touched your heart?
So for me, I found LifeWave at a wellness center here local in Florida where we live. And the man that introduced this to me told me this would activate stem cells and that he had been using it for about 4 months and it helped with his sleep, his recovery, his anxiety and stress. And he just couldn't believe at 65 years old how good he felt as a tennis pro coach here locally at one of the biggest colleges globally. And so I thought, stem cell activation? I'm in. I need this for my daughter. I need this for our family. I need this for me because I know the power of stem cells. So I was so excited to get started using the technology. But honestly, Tony, it wasn't until the next day when a friend reached out to me and said, I found something that's going to help your daughter. You have to hear about this technology. Now, she had no idea that I had just been to that wellness center. And so I said, well, of course, April, I know you, like you, trust you, love you, girl. Send me the link. I'll order whatever it is. And she said, no, no, no. This is the most incredible thing. I have suffered from rheumatoid arthritis for years. I'm in a wheelchair. They wanted me in the hospital, and I've been using this a week, and I'm out of the chair. I don't need to go to the hospital. My markers are going down. I feel incredible. And I said, okay, I'm in. And it happened to be the exact same thing, which I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing. And then she told me that the inventor of the technology, David Schmidt, was coming here to Sarasota just a couple days later to do a presentation. So I immediately went to that presentation, sat there, listened to David, understood the science, the technology. But honestly, the most important thing were the people there that shared their personal testimonials. Over an hour of people talking about how they felt physically, mentally, emotionally, what had changed over the weeks, the months, the years that they had been patching with this technology. And I knew then I had to tell the world.
Yes. So at that moment, actually, you did realize isn't just another wellness trend, it's something special, right?
Yes, something very special. And honestly, in my 20 plus years in this industry of integrative functional holistic medicine, I've never found anything this powerful, this simple, this easy, this effective, that is safe, non-invasive, has no contraindications, interactions, adverse effects. It's literally changing every single person's life that I speak with, that I hear about day after day, week after week, month after month. I'm here 4.5 years later. And again, it's still the most powerful thing I've ever seen because it works with the body's own ability to heal itself.
Yes, we're gonna go there. So let's talk about the science behind this. Many people in Bulgaria are new to phototherapy. Can you explain very simple how these small patches activate the body own healing process?
Absolutely. So this is what our patch looks like. It's non-transdermal. So that means I put this on my body and nothing is entering in, not a medicine or a chemical. Okay, so it's not like a pain patch or a weight loss patch or a hormone patch. This is a wearable light technology. You said phototherapy, so light therapy. So where's the light? So we emit heat or a low-level infrared light. This works with our body's own heat. So when you put it on, it's activating this patch and a wavelength of light enters our body. So similar to the sun, when we go in the sun, we know wavelengths of light from the sun enter our body and they create some kind of change. We know that when we use red light therapy devices, say for example, or lasers, or maybe even infrared saunas, those are all types of light therapy. So this doesn't need the sun, the sauna, or a laser, or anything like that. We're the power source. So I get up in the morning, I put my patch on. Immediately that light enters my body and activates, elevates a peptide in my body that triggers my body's ability to mobilize and activate its own stem cells. So that happens literally the second I put it on in the morning. I leave my patch on 12 hours, then I take it off and I throw it away. I get up the next morning and I do it again. So phototherapy is just light therapy, light entering the body, creating change. Again, non-invasive, right? Doesn't have anything harmful, no interactions or contraindications, but knowing that this is activating my body's ability to get into balance. Because your body, it's always been in balance when you were younger, right? You were healthy. Things were great. You felt great. You had tons of energy. You slept like a baby and you remembered everything. You were sharp as a tack. But as you age, the aches and pains come in and your brain's not functioning. Maybe you're not sleeping that great. And so just life takes over and we call that degeneration. So this says, no, come on, let's do what you did when you were a kid. Let's get those stem cells moving again. Let's get the body healthy again.
Yeah. So what makes the technology safe, like you said, non-invasive, compared to other wellness methods? Because there is no drug, no chemicals, only light. Why is that so powerful?
Well, we are light. We're trillions and trillions of cells of light. Our cells emit light in our body. We emit that low-level infrared light, as I said, or heat. Body heat. You can see that through thermal imaging. So what makes it so safe is that you're not putting anything into the body that the body has to try to absorb and assimilate and utilize. And so we don't have contraindications with foods that you may be consuming or other supplements or types of remedies, herbal or homeopathic remedies. Those things all are ingested. And so that means that they can contraindicate each other. They can interact with each other in a detrimental way, possibly. And so this doesn't do that at all. It completely bypasses all of that. We literally have a wavelength of light that elevates a peptide and activates your stem cells just that fast. Zero contraindications or worries.
Yes, and how fast people actually usually start to feel changes, like some of them more energy or less pain, and you know, when is the time that people say, "Oh, okay, I start feeling something."
Well, we're all different in that department. So some people do feel something on day one. They may have a little less pain or a little bit better sleep or maybe more energy, but that's not very common. Based on our clinical studies, it's 3 to 6 weeks when people, the majority, about 80%, notice changes like the less pain, the better sleep, the more mental energy, clarity, focus, more physical energy, faster healing in their body from accidents or injuries. So that's around that 3 to 6 week mark is the majority of people. And we know, Tony, when you elevate peptides, as this patch does, that compounds over time. And so when you look at 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, 12 weeks out, we really start to see changes in our studies and people really start to feel the changes. And I think for you yourself, you said it was around maybe 2.5 months that you started to feel some things. And so that's why we always say, give it at least 90 days, but really realistically looking at your age, 1 month for every decade you are old. Give your body time to do what it needs to do. We didn't get in the situation we're in overnight. It happened over time. And so the body's gonna repair itself over time as well.
Yes, thank you for sharing this. And can you actually share a story, a short story that really touched your heart, like someone whose life was transformed thanks to LifeWave in your experience in these 4 years,
There's so many. There's so many. But I will share, I have one female, one male. But the female I met right after we got started sharing this 4.5 years ago. and she was in a wheelchair. She was on 26 prescription medications. She had been diagnosed with a neurological condition and had poor quality of life. And so she started patching, and a few months later, she's able to walk with a walker, walk with a cane. Several more months go by. She's able to reduce medications, eliminate some medications, start walking around, from like furniture to furniture. Let's fast forward a year, and she was off all but 3 medications, had lost significant weight, was completely mobile with no cane, no walker, no wheelchair, no more diagnosis of that neurological condition she was dealing with. And when I saw her several months ago, she was in Orlando where you and I were in July. She looks like she is just a picture of health. Young, fit, healthy, just amazing transformation in her life. Now, it didn't happen overnight. It happened over time. But she was looking at not probably living much longer, honestly, in her situation. She was going downhill very quickly. So new lease on life. There's a gentleman, he was a sheriff in Texas, and he was on 15 different prescription medications, many different types of metabolic diagnosis throughout the entire body. So lots of problems. Did not want to live. His quality of life was so bad. His pain was so bad. He would pray every night that he would be taken in his sleep. His children, grandchildren, a wife, and he started using this technology. He felt a difference in 9 days. 9 days he could tell a difference, and he was in less pain than he had been in years. And so what happened for him over time, again, with his doctor, because we're not taking care of people's medications, but he was able to come off all of those medications in 15 months, no longer have any of those conditions that he once had, and is now able to play with his children, who are adults, but his grandchildren, and hunt and fish and enjoy life and family in Texas. So it has been a massive transformation for him as well. And yes, those are incredible testimonials, but honestly, Tony, we have over 6,000 recorded testimonials in our database, and they're just 2 of the thousands that we have access to that have very similar stories in the transformation in their life over time.
That's amazing stories. And for the athletes, why is this technology so effective for injury, recovery, and even performance?
Well, because again, it's activating the body's own ability to heal itself. And so when you're using something outside, an exogenous source, a supplement, or maybe even a shot or something like that, injection, you're putting something synthetic in the body. This is elevating the body's own peptides, asking it to do what it did correctly, what it knows how to do correctly. So it's so much faster, so much more effective. And again, so simple. Anyone can put this on an injury, help reduce inflammation, eliminate pain, help improve the healing time. We see 40 to 50% reduction in healing time from using this technology. And then we look at performance. Athletic performance is dramatically increased. Here in the United States, we have a lot of professional athletes, and those athletes, most all don't go on record because they don't want their competition to know what they're using. But we have a lot of professional athletes using this technology to give themselves the upper edge. Just prime example, back when this technology was developed for originally the Navy SEALs, after that, David took the technology to Stanford University, to the 6-time USA Olympic swim coach, Richard Quick. And he started using it with his gold medalist female athletes. 6 out of the 8 of these athletes who have gold medals for the world beat their personal record the first time out using this technology. So we see fast results in improving someone's performance and also their recovery time. So they don't have the downtime. Their muscles repair faster. Their neurological system, their cardiovascular system, their circulatory system is repairing faster. So they're back out on the court, back in the field, back on the, in the pool, whatever they may be doing. pickleball courts, you name it, they're back there doing it again the next day because it allows their body to recover so much faster.
Yeah, that's so good. We know in here in USA, many doctors actually use LifeWave in their practice. Why do you think so many medical professionals are just turning to it now?
Because they're finding out about it, honestly. They're understanding now, oh, this exists, right? They didn't know it existed. But it makes sense because it does work in a way that is not harming anyone in any way at all. But it is something that they're finding is effective and helping the patient. Let's say, for example, in a chiropractic office. I have a lot of chiropractors. Their adjustments are sticking longer, meaning the body's staying in alignment longer. My acupuncturists, they're not needing to put as many needles in their client, or they're using the patches in place of the needles so the client can walk out the door with the patch on. You can't walk out the door with a needle. So it's something that is working well in conjunction with what they're doing to assist the body, because at the end of the day, these doctors and practitioners want their clients, their patients, healthy. They want them well, and they want them to have something. This is a tool they can use on a daily basis outside of the office. You could go get an adjustment or a massage or an acupuncture treatment daily, but this is something people typically do once a week or maybe once a month or once a quarter. And so this supports the body on a daily basis in a way that's very safe and effective.
Yes, and after everything you explain right now, my next question is actually what kind of clinical or research data support the effectiveness of these patches?
So we have, as I mentioned, back 3 years ago with the Navy SEALs and the swim team in Stanford, we have over 21 years of clinical data and research from doctors, from scientists, researchers around the globe. And so we have over 90 studies that have been done. Many of them are double-blind, placebo-controlled, peer-reviewed studies, which are the highest scrutiny in the study world. So looking at these, you can see different age groups of people, different dynamics, what they were looking at, different metrics for testing, whether we're looking at heart rate variability or we're looking at maybe the physio suite, looking at the bioenergetics of the body, or maybe we're looking at blood or urine analysis. We do a lot of microscopy, light field, dark field. We may be looking at, physio suites. It's very different depending on the practitioner and what they're looking at. But we're looking at organ function. We're looking at system function. We're looking at cellular function, impacting us at the mitochondria. When you could go search mitochondrial dysfunction and you'd see a list of all the problems that happen when your mitochondria aren't working. So we're going to immediately improve the mitochondrial function in the body, which is the energy source from all of your trillions of cells. So very much, very detailed data on how this is impacting the body, looking at organs and systems and cells.
Yes, okay. Let's talk about a little bit for opportunities. Of course, LifeWave is growing fast in the United States and the other countries. What makes it such a powerful global movement?
So this company has always done really well. When I started, they were doing around 35 to 50 million in sales a year. Primarily, it was in Asia. That was the biggest market. It had been in Europe, and then it kind of moved to Asia. And when I came on board, that's right when we had the pandemic here, well, in the whole world. And so there was a lot of lockdown, shutdown, and people went on to Zoom. And that's when David introduced the X39 that elevates GHK and activates stem cells, was about 6 years ago. And so we all started going on Zoom and sharing with people around the world about this technology. So it really started taking off. And it took off globally. It took off here in the United States as well, finally. And so we've had over 3,000% growth in the last 5 years. So we have went from, 35, 50 million a year in sales to we're very close to $1 billion this year. We were hit right at 600 million in sales last year. We're actually the number one fastest growing company in the industry 2 years in a row. We have won LifeWave has won the Bravo Award. David holds over 200 patents himself personally. And so he has won awards for being the innovator, inventor of the year. And it's just amazing to know that the owner of this company is inventing the technology that we are sharing with humanity around the globe. Like I said, we are in right at 90 countries and growing on a yearly basis into new markets. And of course, we love our European market. I was there 5 times this year. So love traveling to Europe and getting to meet our partners there that are sharing with the LifeWave with all of the European group. But we do meet on a weekly basis on Zoom as well too, to be able to service and provide information and education and share the technology.
Yes, when you're talking about this, let's go back to Bulgaria. It's a small country, very beautiful country, strong people living there. But why do you believe Bulgaria has so much potential for LifeWave success?
Well, when I look at the chart for Europe, okay, Bulgaria's never been on it. And I've been traveling specifically to teach and train the last 2 years with LifeWave, and Bulgaria's never been on there until this year. And just here this year, there's now a bar graph next to the word Bulgaria. And they have right now the highest sales growth in the entire market as far as percentage from year to date. So they are really making a name for themselves. And so it's exciting to see that chart and to see them come up on that and go, okay, they're going to creep up into the top 5 here soon. We started working, with ourselves with UK a couple years ago, and they weren't on the chart either. So we know that Bulgaria is excited and they are ready and they're open to this technology and they're ready to share. So I'm excited to work with you and to partner with you and to partner with Bulgaria.
Yeah, thank you very much. And my next question is actually very simple for somebody who is actually looking that interview and say, okay, this is sound very interesting, but I don't know where to start, what I have to do.
Yeah, so the first thing you need to do is get a hold of you, Tony. They need to get a hold of you and they need to say, I'm ready to partner with you. I want to use this technology. I want to try this for myself, for my family, and I want to share it with others. And so we work very closely together, you and we have a very simple system that we plug people into. We have, of course, US English training tools, but you have created Bulgarian training tools that mimic exactly what we're doing in Bulgarian. And it's just fantastic with technology today. We're adding more and more resources on a daily basis. So it's kind of like a plug and play. They just need to reach out to you, get started with their pack, whatever patches they want to start with, and then plug into our system for success, whether it be on Zoom or whether it's, in person. If they want to start getting people together, we do that where we'll just zoom into the in-person events. And so it's wonderful. We plan on coming to Bulgaria several times in 2026. So we're looking forward to that to help support not only online, but also in person. As I mentioned, I'm very big about traveling to work with people that are committed and dedicated to sharing with others.
Yes. And from your experience, what kind of mindset or personally makes a great LifeWave leader in a new country like Bulgaria?
So, number one, of course, you have to have heart. This is a business where we care about other people. We truly care about their health, their physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health, and we care about helping them financially as well too. And so the heart is the key right there, coming from a place of heart. But second and equally important is personal motivation, self-driven, self-growth, self-inspired person. I want to do more for myself, for my family, and I also want to impact other people. And so you are driven yourself by that desire to make a difference, that purpose, right? That impact. So for me, I always call it the ripple effect. I'll drop a stone in the pond, and that is my goal, that I impact someone and that goes and helps somebody else and somebody else. And so that's really where we focus. The people we're looking to work with are the ones that care and the ones that are wanting to help others and make that impact in their lives.
Yes, and you actually leading a large team internationally and keep everybody connected, supported, even you're a mouse away. Also travel a lot to Europe, like you mentioned, 5 times this year. You travel twice a year to London to meet your team over there. How is important that face-to-face connection?
I think it's key to success. I want to sit down. I want to have dinner with these people. I want to have coffee with them. I want to be able to enjoy some time one to one. Or in a small group where we can really get to know each other. Like, who are you? What do you want, desire? What are your passions? What drives you? What motivates you? What's going on in your life? Personally. So becoming friends. It's not just business partners. Yes, we're partnering as business partners, but I want to be friends. We're working together for a purpose, right? A collective mission and purpose. And I feel like those things don't happen as much or as often as they could or should when we're on Zoom like this. And so that's why I travel so much with LifeWave, because I do feel it's important to sit down. And I'm really big on doing different types of things to reward and to treat my brand partners. So when I go to London, we have a managers and above dinner. I take care of that, pay for that. My son Trey and I do, because we're business partners. And so I like to be able to treat them to, something really nice, something special, or I'll offer different incentives for them for maybe patches or things like that. So just being able to spend the time and offer the little rewards and little nuggets, because what happens, Tony, is then you're showing them like, this is what we do. We start one-to-one, we help, we grow, and we expand, and then we reward and we continue to do the same. And that's how you get an organization that has over 60,000 people in it.
Yes, everybody expect to be treated as a special person. And actually, you answer my next question is what can people in Bulgaria expect if they join our growing Bulgarian team, and how will we support them? But you already say that we gonna make sure we make everybody special. That's we gonna support them all.
Yes. Yeah, we can use WhatsApp, we can use email, we can use, whatever platform, Zoom, whatever you decide that is best to communicate. We can provide the resources, the tools, everything we need to do here, right? Online. And on our phones. And then, like I said, traveling to these locations to meet in person and be able to spend time together is important. And we fly our European team here. We have leadership retreats twice a year. And so we just finished one in July where we had many of our UK partners join us here, all expense paid trip to United States to stay in a mansion, all the food, everything paid for, the event we did together, right? And then, of course, we have more coming back over for the cruise. We're taking a cruise on one of the largest ships in the world in February. So we have a retreat taking place, and we have our UK partners coming over for that and going on the cruise with us. So it's definitely something that we want to come to you, but we also want you to come here and experience and be treated to special things here too.
Yes, that's so exciting. You have seen so many lives change. How do you see the future of LifeWave for the next few years?
So David has mapped that out for us. He has inventions for the next 7 to 10 years. I have seen and heard from him many of them that I cannot mention. But I will just say that everything that we have right now is the foundation, right? Our patches are the foundation. You want to set your body up on a cellular level to be the healthiest it can be. And things that we're launching here in the United States and we'll be launching globally, like our Cellergize morning and evening formula, our X2O water machine, and the things that are coming over the next 2 to 3, 5, 7 years are all designed to help improve and sustain your quality of life while providing not only physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual benefits, but financial benefits, so that no matter where you live in the world, you have the ability to be self-sustainable in all of those areas.
Yes, you're right. I have a last question before I say thank you to you.
Okay.
If you could share one message from your heart to the people of Bulgaria, what would it be?
So I would love the opportunity to really work with you to expand in Bulgaria. So I offer you the opportunity to partner with us and let us help you help more people to impact more Bulgarian lives. We want to do that for you, with you, in partnership. And I want to be in Bulgaria. My son has been best friends with your son, can make me cry, for literally 11 years. And he has wanted to go to Bulgaria since the day he met Stanley. And so that's one of his goals and dreams. And so as mom, I want to help him fulfill that dream as well too, of going to Bulgaria and spending time in his best friend's country that he's heard so much about all these years.
Yes, yes. I'm actually so excited. I can't wait to go together. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much for taking the time to share your journey and insight with us today, Dr. Staci. Your experience and passion are truly inspiring, not only me, but all the people who knows you, and it's going to be inspired that who is going to meet you. And I'm sure our audience will gain so much from your story. We really appreciate you to being here today with us today. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Tony, and thank you for all that you're doing for Bulgaria, everything you're creating, and I just am so grateful to be partnering with you in this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.